Welcome to the Ask Brien podcast radio show, where you'll hear from some of the most successful founders and CEOs of businesses and startups, sharing their best advice for success and even some stories on how their mistakes actually make them even more successful. Now, here are your hosts, Brien and Traci.
Welcome. You're listening to
Ask Brien Radio Show, AskBrien.com, and Ask Brien Network. We're part of the KHCS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM. And we have a very, very good show, as we have every week. Each week, we interview a startup founder or somebody that has some business lesson to teach every one of our listeners about something new about business, so they can either A, know what's going on trend-wise, or realizing, hey, listen, this is a great, great business tool. I'm going to use it and create and get my business much better than it has been. We've been doing this now for over 4 years. It's on the Ask Brien Network. And for those of you who have never, ever listened to it, many, many times people are coming to me and saying, Ask Brien, why do you spell Brien, B-R-I-E-N? When I went to school, I had some friends. They were Brien, B-R-Y-A-N, or B-R-I-A-N. I never heard Brien, B-R-I-E-N, unless I was speaking to an old Irish chap, which is O'Brien. But anyway, we're going to ask our engineer, because that starts with an E, and I take that one away every week now. Mr. Engineer, why do people spell Brien with an E?
Well, Peter, the reason we spell with an I is because... Oh, I and an E.
With an E, not an I.
I got tongue twisted. With an E is because
or dyslexia, but okay.
It's because there's a certain level of words we use that associate with Ask Brien. A couple of them, well, yes, you took away the engineer part, which you always steal my thunder every week. Now it's becoming a thing. Come on, man.
Don't worry, robots and artificial intelligence are going to replace you. Go ahead.
That starts with an A and an I, but okay. Anyways.
That's where the I came from. That's why
you know what? That's right. That is exactly why. That's where that came from. But the E stands for a number of other words. Outside of engineer, we have experts, because everybody on the Ask Brien radio show is an expert in their own field. We have excellence, because everybody here exudes nothing but excellence. Effort, because everybody gives 110% effort. And then we have my personal, that's not engineer, personal favorite would be excitement, because we got some very exciting topics always on this show. And then isn't there a word that's pretty synonymous?
Enthusiasm.
There it is. Enthusiasm. There's the last E.
Well, you're doing pretty well with that. I guess I'll be sending you another fish, because the seal gets a fish every time they do something correct. So
yes.
You can go, ooh, 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 and I'll send you the fish. Anyway, without any further ado, how do you spell ado?
A-D-I-E-U.
And why is that my favorite word in the dictionary?
Because there's a lot of vowels in there.
And in fact, without one letter, everything is a vowel.
Actually,
that's a pretty
true.
good word.
And it's got an E in there, too.
We're like, we're Sesame Street for business. What can I say? Anyway, before we go any further, very glad now, my co-host, Traci, I don't know why people think I'm going to scream her name, but Traci, you're from where? From New Mexico. So how is the weather affecting you over there?
Well, I'm living in Taos, New Mexico currently, and looking at about 10 to 12 inches of snow. It's been snowing consistently for about 4 to 5 days straight. So we're good, but we have power and we have heat, and I don't have to drive anywhere due to remote work. So I'm happy just to see the beautiful snow and enjoy it.
Well, that's good. And you're on the border of Mexico. I didn't realize there was that much snow down there.
Yeah, you know what? It surprises a lot of people don't realize that Taos is actually pretty, there's ski slopes, and it's a ski valley, and it's definitely a winter, 4 seasons, but we definitely experience winter. I think people think of tropical, like going to Mexico, but nope, we're in the elevation of about 8,000 feet, and it's pretty snowy.
Well, something we learn every day, and doesn't always have to be business, although I guess weather does affect business, especially if you're a farmer.
Well, you can count on me for useless knowledge anytime. Just ask me, I'll tell you.
No, I don't want to go that far. So, without any further ado, we have our guest. It's Angelina, is that correct?
Adriana.
Sorry about that, Adriana.
How many cocktails have you had in Hawaii?
I only have Mai Tai, so those don't count. That's like drinking pineapple juice.
I think he's had quite enough already.
Well, I haven't screamed yet, so just wait. You're going to be in for quite the spectacle for the rest of the show. I'll be doing jumping jacks, too. which actually our guest probably knows a lot about jumping jacks. She's
Heck yes,
got
I
a lot
do.
of background. Exactly. So is that the exercise I should be doing right now? Everyone, 1, 2, 3, jump, 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 jump. No?
You know what? I'm 7 months pregnant right now, so if I do any kind of jumping like that, it's just, I don't think it's going to be too pretty. So thank goodness this is a radio show.
maybe your child will be a gymnast with all that jumping.
Could be, for sure.
Is that your second child, or you have anyone else?
This is my second one, yes. So my son, he's 10. Now I'm 7 months pregnant with this one, and it's been a night and day different experience. And I do attribute it really to my business of holistic health and nutrition, and just now being way more educated and knowing, how to take this from a more of a healthy standpoint, opposed to last time eating for two and eating everything in sight.
So we'll have you on the show in 10 years from now, because by then you'll be up to number 3. So, without any further ado. So what is your background, Adriana?
So I am a certified personal trainer. I have my diploma in sports nutrition. I'm pre- and postnatal certified, TRX suspension certified, and an international bikini champion. So I've won the largest amateur bodybuilding show in the world, the Arnold Classic in Ohio. And so I run a very successful online coaching business with a very big outlook on a holistic approach. So more of a mind, body, soul approach, opposed to just like a hardcore bro science approach.
Well, you just put enough in that statement that we could do the whole show just on everything that you just stated. So first of all, I do have to like that first comment, because that's not a typical guest that we have. And I want to get this out of our system. So first of all, what are you doing with bikinis?
It's a category. So in bodybuilding, there's different categories. So for women, the bikini category is more so of that like attainable look, more so of the feminine curve, not super muscular. We're more on the elegant side. We perform in heels actually on stage and hit certain poses, and it's not pageant. It's more of a muscular symmetry type competition.
So is it closer to Barbie?
This is going
Pardon
on
me?
so fast.
We work out for 12 to 16 weeks. We get super shredded. We get ridiculously tanned. We put on a bikini. We wear our heels. We go out on stage, but we hit our poses, and it's not more of a pageant. It's more of like a muscular evenness throughout the body, the symmetry.
Well, we're going to come back to that later on, especially if the show is going to be on for a while. But let's go back besides that. So besides the bikini part, you mentioned a whole bunch of degrees, and I just want to quickly go over that, and then we're going to go right straight into everything that you're doing now. So you're certified in like 3 or 4 different things. I couldn't even write them down. You went so fast. So what are you certified?
So a certified personal trainer. I have my diploma in sports nutrition. Pre- and postnatal certified, so anyone who wants to become pregnant is pregnant or post-pregnancy, and then as well as TRX suspension training. So it's that funky tool you see in the gym that looks like 2 ropes with a handle on it, usually the color yellow, and you use your own body weight with it, and it's a really great tool. So all of those areas I've become somewhat of a master in.
How long did that take you?
I've been studying since 2014. That's when my very first stop was to becoming a personal trainer, and then through that I realized that, hey, that's only half of the puzzle. People need to know about their nutrition, so I started to really dive into nutrition, and then, just me having been pregnant before, that just kind of suited to become certified there, and then TRX suspension was just because it looked like a really cool tool, and I wanted to know how to use it.
And now you have a company, correct, that's using all those different tools, correct?
Yes, so we are Team Good Vibes. I have a whole plethora of coaches now. I started as an individual running my own personal training, but I actually started in a large corporate gym. Then I went off onto my own, and I was by myself, and now we're a huge team and community. We actually service 26 different countries.
When you say service 26 different countries, you have coaches that have clients in 26 different countries, or you have coaches in 26 different countries?
Both. Yeah, anywhere from South Korea, Australia, Spain, Norway, Italy, Denmark. We go all the way down into Puerto Rico, Mexico, of course, USA, Canada. So we're widespread.
And so how many coaches do you have working with you now?
for sure over 20, but, it's a lot of people, and I'm sure other business owners, find the same thing too. A lot of people really want to do it. They're super excited, but to run a coaching business, it's a lot of work. To run any kind of business is a lot of work. So I for sure have at least 20 solid coaches that are here with me 24/7, and then you get the handful that kind of comes and goes and tries it out, and maybe not for them or vice versa. So for sure a solid 20.
And you're doing this through the internet, or how does that work?
Yeah, purely over the internet, and this whole quarantine was actually pretty good for us because to work from home really became a popular thing, of course, and so we work purely online, but we really love to meet our clients face-to-face through Zoom, so we use the Zoom platform for that, and then we really plug people into a Facebook community, but as well as we have our daily email campaigns and everything like this, so we are purely online, and it's been such a blessing, really. We love it.
Please explain to me how it works. In other words, one example might be that, hey, I'm a coach in Hawaii, and so anyone in the Hawaiian area that I would that want to become a client, I would handle those people because, I'm in that area. Is that how it works, or do you have it you have coaches, could be in British Columbia, and they're coaching people in Australia and Spain, and it doesn't really matter? Is it geographic-based?
Yeah, so it's totally up to the coach. What effort, time, what have you, are they willing to put in? Because the short answer to your question is our coaches can coach anyone in the world. It doesn't necessarily have to be in their geographical location. However, now you have to factor in time zone differences and what time are you really willing to wake up at or go to bed at night. If you have a client out in Germany, per se, or exactly Australia, right now you're working on a totally different time clock.
What about language? I would think that would be an issue, right? So if I'm running a business, I can speak English, a little bit of Spanish, but if I have a client in Germany, there's going to be an issue.
Yeah, so we do have different content that has been translated into different languages, but you're right, so it does get a little bit challenging. So that's where when we, of course, we prospect as well, right? We go out and we look for clients too. So when our trainers are going out and looking for clients, we, generally stick within your niche, stick with what you're comfortable with what you know best. Don't try to be someone or pretend to be someone you're not, because you're never going to be able to service them the way that you could if you were just your true self. So if, German is your native tongue, then heck yes, go talk to people in Germany. But if not, then maybe stay away from there.
I speak gibberish. Have you heard that?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of gibberish. Then you might go to my son. Then my son might be able to help you out. Yeah.
How did you get into this business? Decided one day I want to be in this? What?
It was one of those ashes to phoenix type situations in regards to, like I said, I was 10 years old. He'll be 10 in April. And it all started with me being, I had my son when I was 20. I was eating for 2, which is not actually true. It's only really in excess of about 300 calories. Anyways, I gained over 65 pounds during my pregnancy. Because I was so young and I gained so much, I was not thinking, I'm growing this beautiful life inside of me, all the things. I had a lot of negative self-talk. So to gain my confidence back, I slowly started to get into fitness and then eating healthy. And then that gave me my confidence. And I started to love it. And now that it started to become part of my life, fitness and being healthy. And so then one of my friends said, have you ever thought about becoming a personal trainer? And I said, that's a really great idea. Sure, why not? So I went to school for it, and then through going to school for personal training, they give you a free gym membership to practice what you've learned. So I went to the gym to practice my teachings, and it was the general manager and putting me into the system. He said, it's a student pass. When you graduate, why don't you see if you can get a job here? So I applied, and I got the job. That's where I met one of my best guy friends. And then he said, hey, you're in really great shape. Have you ever thought about bikini competing? And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. So, when the next one comes up, I'll let you know and see if you want to do it. I said, sure. So the next one came up. Then he said, do you want to do it? I said, okay. So I went for it, and I ended up winning that show. And so I just followed my passion through fitness, which gave me my confidence and my independence, and I just started winning competitions, and that gave me a lot of credibility in the industry, so I decided to expand my skills. But then because I was doing so well on my own, my commercial gym wasn't the most supportive about that, so I actually had to leave And, when people are paying you at a commercial gym to pay $100 an hour to see you, but you're only getting paid $30, you start wondering, well, why can't I earn the full $100? So I took the leap, and I went and did things on my own. I became my own incorporated company, Team Good Vibes is an incorporation. And then I was doing that on my own for so long that I thought, there's really going to be a difference here between me working 20 hours a day or me having 20 trainers working 1 hour a day. Like, what is the time leverage here? So I started to really explore that. And that's where I started to become very passionate about helping other trainers use my success and my platform and my systems to gain their own success. And now it's just kind of snowballed into this worldly, wonderful career for all of us. So I really believe in the universe. Everything happens for a reason. It's always in our best benefit if we allow it. So I've literally just been following my path of life, and it's led me here. Now, it's been a lot of work and dedication, but of course, with anything that's worth having, it's always up a hill. So it was totally worth all of that self-discovery. So that's how I did it.
How do you get your coaches to follow your program?
We do a lot of one-on-one work together. So we're not just like okay, this is how you do it. Peace out. Have a nice day. We literally three-way call people, three-way Zoom people, onboard them together. And so they really do a lot of shadow learning before they're out on their own.
And when you say they're out on their own, your company, Team Good Vibe, is basically the principal and letting these people do the program to other people, or how does that part work? You got about 30 seconds.
Yes, so on their own, as in they are their own, business per se. They're underneath the Team Good Vibes umbrella. We have our Facebook groups. We run challenges together. So we do team calls together. So everything is together, but every client will have their own individual trainer.
Traci has a lot of questions, and she said, Peter, she keeps on tapping me on the hand. I got to go. I got to ask a question. You're on. Go.
Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, so first of all, I really applaud you for your just tenacity, commitment, not only as a business owner, but to fitness and wellness, because one thing that I know for sure is that success comes from that level of commitment and tenacity. So congratulations. And congratulations on being on your second baby coming. So was your pregnancy your catalyst for, or your pivot to get into fitness, or were you already involved with fitness when you had your first child? Because I know it's a big part of your story, and I know you do a lot to help other moms as they go through the same journey.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Thank you, because there's definitely a lot of tenacity went through everything. Everybody hits their hard, but you got to work through your hard to get what you want on the other side. But for sure, pregnancy was absolutely the pivotal moment for me in my career, which I did not know at the time would be my career. But prior to becoming pregnant, I was always athletic. I did track and field in high school, and I did cheerleading and everything. But after high school, you kind of, live a little bit of a party life. So I was not very athletic. And then after having my child is when I was like, okay, I can't keep living like this. I'm so not confident in my mind, body, soul. I got to make a change here. And then that's what led me into finding my passion for fitness.
But I really love what you were saying earlier, and I wanted to expand on it in terms of scaling your business. And because when you are a service-based business with personal training, for example, coaching, consulting, the only way that you can make money if you stay a solopreneur is to book clients within a certain window of time, hours invested. So when you decided to scale your business through adding other coaches, what was one of the biggest rewards and what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced in scaling from being one person to having over 20 coaches?
Okay, so the biggest challenge, let's start with the challenge. The biggest challenge I feel like is finding people that are in alignment with your vision and your morals and your goals, because that matters, and especially while you're creating a brand, there has to be consistency, and we are called Team Good Vibes, right? We believe in having good vibes. We believe holistic, mind, body, soul. So to find other people that aren't just in it for the money, to be in it for the client, to understand that your success is going to come from you caring about others before yourself. that's a big challenge because a lot of people just want to make money, get rich quick, that kind of thing, where that's not our vision here. That's not what we're here for. We want to hold your hand through a life transformation, like to change someone through fitness and their health. It's like you got to reverse habits, which habits could have been there for years. So it genuinely takes you caring. The biggest challenge is finding the right people that are in alignment and not just taking anybody and everybody who puts their hand up and says, I want to do this too. We got to find someone who's really like you and like the rest of your team. But the biggest privilege, the biggest win of it all is when you find those people, the synergy of the energy in which you are creating together, that it just, the changes and transformations you see in people, it goes far beyond a body, a physique, a look. It's like you're changing complete lifestyles. Like you're helping people that I know that, I don't mean to be tearjerker here or what have you, but like people who are losing, 30, 50, 100, 200 pounds. And now they're, I've had stories, I'm able to fit my mother's sweater who passed away last year, and I never thought I'd be able to fit into her clothes, and it's such a sentimental moment for me. Or, someone who even was having trouble going up the stairs without huffing and puffing, and now they're running marathons. Like, it is the most rewarding experience when you can truly make an impact and make a change in someone's life. But not only for your clients, but now for your trainers, to be able to give them a platform in which they can earn an income off of their passion for helping people. So I call our team, it's really like a pay-it-forward type environment.
Oh, that's wonderful. So when you were mentioning that the pandemic had been good for the online infrastructure of your business, what are some tips that you could share as a leader and a female entrepreneur? And what I'm really trying to get to is like managing a remote team that's global is incredibly challenging in itself. So how are you managing that team globally, and what are some of the things that you put into place to keep people connected?
Yeah, so managing, like when we get down to like talking about like the nitty gritty of managing, like it's really coming down to attending team calls. So plugging into the community, filling up your cup. You can't pour from an empty cup, so you got to come in and fill your cup, right? So attending team calls. I literally have like a business builder's checklist per se, like an activity sheet. How many people did you pour love on today? How many check-ins did you do today? How many people did you follow up with? They say the money's in the follow-up, right? So like an actual system that is trackable in which they can see, and as well as half an hour one-on-one coaching together through Zoom. So I think what really comes down to is keeping everybody's goals front of mind, and how you do that is by creating an actual connection with someone. And, we sound like we have a large-scale business, which we absolutely do, but I know what's going on in my coach's personal life in and out, because I genuinely care about them. And same with my clients. That's, how do you keep their goals front of mind? You genuinely have to care about people. You can't just treat them like a number. And that's where, but how much of that can you do? Well, that's where now you spend more time with your coaches to onboard them, so now they have more clients, so now you're just growing and growing and growing. So to really keep everybody in alignment is to keep them connected. And so we actually hosted for our clients free half-hour body weight workouts at home every single day since March all the way down. So I'm from Canada, right? So our like very intense lockdown was about 5 to 6 months. So for 6 months, I hosted a free online workout every single day at 11 a.m., open to anybody and everybody. They didn't even need to be in our community or being coached by us, but it was a value that I could give to the community, and that built rapport and that built trust, and so that onboarded more clients, So giving more value, staying connected, genuinely caring, that's what's going to move you forward.
And do you have, like, for example, do you have a maximum amount of clients per consultant, per fitness trainer, to enable for that level of customer service to transfer onto their individual customers? Like, once you have a maximum amount, do you add more coaches? How does that work?
It's really, it's not about what I want, it's about what they want. How much time do they genuinely want to give to growing their business? And then do they want to onboard other coaches? Like, do they want to become a master at my level to be able to onboard their own coaches? So really it comes down to what they want. There is no cap because, again, I'll be honest, there's people that are, lifers with you that are going to stick with you for a really long time, which is also coaches and clients. But then you're going to have a lot of people that fall off. You want it more for them than they want it for themselves. And the worst thing that you can do is drag somebody along and force them to do something they don't want to do. So it's actually about continuously bringing people into your network because, people are always going for it and then falling off, going for it and falling off. So it's really based on that coach's effort, what they want out of it, and I just match that energy.
Do you see yourself expanding beyond this specific model once the pandemic and the world opens back up? For example, will you be doing a combination of in-person and online fitness training or opening up another fitness center of your own? What are your plans post-pandemic?
So with growing, you earn more income, which means you have more opportunity to be able to pour into your team and grow your team. So, to create ebooks, I'm already onto that, to be able to actually create an app for all of our trainers to have a platform for them to share their workouts, stuff like this. But as well as in regards to in-person, to be honest, this pandemic really has shown, I'm sure, a lot of people that you can have a lot of success from home. And I actually have a gym in my home downstairs in my garage. It's not top line, but it definitely does the trick. So, for me to wake up and go downstairs to train a couple clients, there's really no skin off my back. I love to actually see people in person and have that, that person-to-person connection. So post-pandemic, will I do personal training? Maybe. We'll see. I have the ability. It's downstairs. But is that where my passion lies? No, not necessarily, because this past year and somewhat has been explosive for our business. So I really just want to grow this here and just have more people create more financial abundance through their passion of coaching.
And I want to make sure that I cover the 21-day challenge because I actually just signed up for it. So you'll know that came. Woo! And I'm pretty fired up about it because my birthday is March 31st, and so I noticed that this is starting on March 1st through the 21st. So I'm like, okay, I can do this for my birthday. So tell me about how this is going to work.
Oh, this is going to be so fun! This is so awesome! I didn't know you did that. Well, thanks. So this is going to be great. So you're going to see a plethora of our coaches. So first I got to book in with you after a one-on-one Zoom session so I can actually find out what exactly are your goals and how I can best be of support there and where do you struggle. Because a lot of people struggle with skipping meals, not having enough micronutrients within their diet, not drinking enough water, not getting enough sleep, not managing their stress levels, what have you. So we're going to have to go through that. But after that,
okay, I can just tell you right now, you can just check all those boxes for me. That would be awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, then, don't worry, girl, that I have a plan for you. So we'll go through what your personal plan is because every body is a little bit different and requires something a little bit different, right? And now in regards to what you're going to see from our team, one, I hope you followed the actual email link you got sent to you so you can actually say, yes, I'm allowed to send you spam because you're not allowed to just email people anymore. They have to actually accept it. So one, now you're going to get a daily email campaign that has different recipe ideas, different ingredient facts, what does turmeric do? What are BCAAs good for? So just a lot of info, but what that does is it helps keep the challenge front of mind so that you're plugged in, you have some content every single day. But now we have our certified personal trainers teaching an at-home workout every single day that is live for anybody who wants to, like I said, fill their cup, breathe in that energy. Or if somebody can't make it at that time, that's okay. You can catch the live recording. We have a check-in call with the team every single week, so you have an opportunity to come in and share your wins or express your struggles and learn from others that are doing the same thing as you. And every week we have a non-obligatory info seminar as well. So week 1, we have digestion and bloating, how to improve it. Week 2, we have Go Green Beauty, how to enhance your natural beauty, both internal and external. And then the last week, we have micros and macros and how to make them work for you. So vitamins and minerals, pairing them together, what goes well with each other to really bring out the most out of that nutrients, what have you. So it's going to be a very high-touch experience, and it's going to be a ton of fun, a lot of good energy in there.
For our show, we will have we'll be back on the show in the middle of March to examine her performance.
I knew that was coming.
You are now a guinea pig.
I know.
Hey, Brien, there's still room for you,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, my body approaches in, I want to be a pear.
Then you keep on those Mai Tais. You keep on those Mai Tais over there.
I know. When I announced to the world that I was going to do this 21-day challenge, then I realized, oh my gosh, I just announced to the world that I was going to do this 21-day challenge.
Don't worry, because Patrick has already agreed to do it with you, Traci.
Oh, yeah, right. Yay! Great. Go Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're welcome.
Brien lives. Brien lives, just so you know, Brien lives. I am very excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I think I can totally see why people are so drawn to work with you and for you, because you really do have an exceptional level of enthusiasm, and that's quite motivating. That and the fact that you did win a bikini contest. So, I mean, clearly you know what you're doing. So.
Well, and I love that Brien, during the break, he's like, okay, so we're talking Arnold Schwarzenegger bikini, not like Sports Illustrated bikini. I'm like, you nailed it right on the head with that one. That was perfect.
Okay, so I just want to be sure before I move forward with my commitment that's now global. Will you be my coach? I really feel like I need you to be my coach, because I really need your level of enthusiasm and motivation.
Girl, I got you. Are you kidding me? We're having a global now. You just spoke this out to the world. I definitely want to be hands-on with you. This is going to be great.
Okay, good. Because if it works out really well, I'll talk about it. If it doesn't work out really well, I'll talk about it. So let's make it work out fabulous.
Is there a spot on your guys' channel for before and after photos? Like, can we get real?
No.
With this?
Oh, yeah.
No. If you go to teamgoodvibes.co and you look at the before and after pictures, there will be no Traci DeForge before and after pictures. Because those girls,
well, you're going to be our success story. You'll be our main success story. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, this is radio, and the reason why people choose to host radio shows is because it's not video.
Don't worry, AskBrien.com. We'll post the pictures there.
Oh, my God, Brien, what have I gotten myself into? I just never should have been allowed to talk today. Okay, let's talk about business. Let's get down to some business. How does this 21-day challenge work for you? I know how it's going to work for me, hopefully, or else I'm going to be very embarrassed. But how does it work for you in terms of how does it integrate into your business model?
Yeah, for sure. So, of course, there's a lot of money that's put into it. One, you've got to pay for I have a web designer. I pay for the web platform, everything like this, right? So, and people have to make money too. Time is money, right? So, of course, we do host free challenges all the time. Usually they're shorter, maybe 11 or 14 days, kind of more so fun, like a step challenge or this or that, just to give more value. But here with this, we want to make sure that we're actually having commitment from our attendees. So this is just based off of what their goals are, and we have different packages that start anywhere from $6 a day upwards to $20 a day, and we work in 21 days to create healthy habits that are going to serve you for a lifetime, right? Because it takes about 21 days to create a habit, whether it's healthy or not. So how this fits into our business model is getting on the line with our attendees, our challengers, and finding out what exactly are their goals, what are they looking to achieve, where do they struggle, and how can we best fit ourselves in, and that's what's going to determine their cost breakdown. Yes, everybody's going to receive the same content in that regard, but for tools, we do use a lot of natural supplementation, holistic nutrition, and that's where we're able to make monies back from, is from being able to, use different products within to help fill in nutrient gaps and what have you.
Yes, so because I did notice that you have fat-burning chocolates and Botox in a bottle. So, it can't be that bad, Brien. If I can get fat-burning
send me the chocolate now. I'll take it.
They're chocolates that they're infused with vitamins and antioxidants, so been scientifically formulated to stimulate the fat burning, like there's a little bit of green tea in there, what have you. So it helps do that, but as well as, chocolate has been shown to naturally raise serotonin and dopamine levels, which makes people actually happier, but they're actually portioned out per individual size, so someone can curb their craving, but satisfy it and not overdo it at the same time. So that's how they help you burn fat, because they're infused with wonderful antioxidants and vitamins, minerals that help your body do that.
We have about 2 minutes left, so why don't you explain how people can sign up?
Well, how can they sign up? You can check us out at teamgoodvibes.co, teamgoodvibes.co/21-day challenge. And now when you go in there, it's going to say who referred you, and you can write Ask Brien, you can write Adriana, Adriana, whatever you like, and I will reach out to you personally, and I'm excited to meet any and all of you who hear this and want to hop on board.
I think you should say that Traci referred you, because I'm good. I need some company along with this. And Brien, they give you a free blender, a high-powered blender, so I think you should join me with this.
You already have Patrick.
Fat-burning chocolate blender.
They might help with those high times.
I plan on putting up a dartboard for Patrick, and I'll just be throwing him at the dartboard. Well, that'll be his weight category.
You'll be throwing darts when he's coming in, looking 10 pounds lighter with bulging muscles all over, so you're going to be throwing those darts real hard.
So one last thing. I lost 42 pounds 5 years ago in over an 8-month period. I used something called exercise and diet. But it worked.
Yeah.
It was very tough. I had a nutritionist, and I worked out every day. I worked out on Christmas Day, Thanksgiving Day. It didn't matter. Whatever day it was, I never gave up.
That's amazing.
Okay.
How was the sustainability of it?
I probably gained back 10 pounds, but to me, gaining back 10 when you lose 40, to me, is pretty damn good. But I have to be realistic about it in terms of exercising every day. If I don't exercise or I go off my diet all the time, but you have to go back on it. You just have to keep on going back to your base. If you give up and stop all the principles, you're going to gain all back probably 10 more pounds.
And that's why we really nail in that we want to help create healthy habits to serve you for the life, not the meticulous diet that's not fun to follow. It's the habits that are going to accumulate every single day to give you long-term success.
Well, thank you very much. You listen to KCS 1220, 98.1 FM. With our guest Adriana, co-host Traci. We'll be back next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ask Brien radio show. You can listen to us every Thursday on KTHS AM 1220 and FM 98.1, or via Facebook Live, or anytime wherever you listen to your podcasts. Visit AskBrien.com to join the conversation and ask us your business questions, and we'll answer them on our next episode. That's AskBrien.com.